Hey you guys, what's up? It's me, Juliet, the Scorpion Goddess, and we're going to be going over the Libra full moon that is happening on April 6th at 12:34 Eastern Standard Time. And let's really get into it. All right, you guys, so we have this full moon in Libra happening, and full moons are always about culmination, a completion, and ending. A cycle has been completed, and with it being in Libra, this is the opposite sign of Aries. So the sun and moon are at exact opposite positions, and with this Libra and Aries, this is trying to get us to meet in the middle of me and we. Because Aries is about the self, it's about me and what I want and how I'm going to go about doing things. And Libra is about the partnerships, the relationships, and how we can harmoniously work together. So it's finding that balance between the two of these with the ego, the sun, and the subconscious emotions, the moon. So with this energy, we're going to be closing out what happened during that Libra new moon 6 months ago. So if you keep a journal during the moon cycles, see what were you manifesting 6 months ago? What were you calling in during that Libra new moon time? And see how it's now come to a completion and it's time to close things out. Okay, so with this Libra full moon, everyone will be affected, but the signs that will mainly be affected are going to be Aries, Libra, sun and risings, even your moon time, and then also the Cancer and Capricorn placements, because these are all cardinal signs and this is happening in a cardinal energy of Libra. So some transits we can see around this time is going to be some sextiling with Mercury and Mars, and then also Mercury and Saturn. These placements give this umbrella type of energy for everybody to be able to communicate stability and have that nice emotional drive within that, because sextiles work very nicely together. And we're working with that Mercury Earth energy, and then with Saturn being in Pisces, and then Mars being in Cancer, that emotional support coming in, because again, a sextile is typically seen as a very nice, harmonious, happy kind of transit happening. So with Mercury being those communication, thoughts, ideas, it's giving us that groundedness, while when we take action, we're able to actually express something maybe we've been feeling and something that's built up over time. And now we know this is how I actually want to express this. And Saturn coming in with that nice sextile as well gives us not just a creative kind of thing and vulnerability within that, but it also gives us this, I'm really paying attention to how this is going to affect myself and the relationships I have with everybody around me down the long run. So when we have these energies with the full moon, these are very nice to work with us. We also have Venus and Uranus having a nice conjunction, or a conjunction happening. So this is going to give that, Venus is the dispositor of this moon, because Libra is ruled by Venus. So we want to pay attention to where that's at. It's in Taurus, and it is conjunct with Uranus, which is pretty interesting, because Uranus is about that shocking kind of value, and it likes to like throw in a twist. It wants you to be on your toes, okay? It wants you to think outside the box. It wants to challenge you in a way. And so with Venus being in there, it's like, okay, all right, so we're grounded, we're stable, and we want to enjoy our time, but within these relationships, what changes really need to happen, okay? Because whatever we've had, either it hasn't been working or now it's kind of stale and we need to switch things up. So you can notice that within your relationships with people, or with relationships that you have with what you value, your money. Again, you can value people. Whatever it is that you value, you'll notice that something needs to change, and whether you're willing to put the change in or not. It's going to happen naturally on its own. So the best way to really deal with this is to ground yourself, because when you have that groundedness, and we have a lot of things in Earth, okay? We got Venus, we got Mercury. Those two things in Taurus is very like, I want to be stable. I'm calling in stability within this place. So when you're able to be in that place, the things that happen that may be out of your control, you can still handle during this time with grace, with, I may not have control of these situations that are happening, but I have a good level head and I can choose to handle this in a better way. And that's where, again, we have the sun and the moon opposing. We also have Jupiter in Aries opposing opposite side of this full moon. So Jupiter likes to basically put a magnifying glass on things and make them bigger than life. Okay. So if it's opposing, it can show, again, where do we need to meet halfway with our relationships, our money, how we handle things diplomatically. And Jupiter comes in as like, well, I'm in Aries and I want to focus on me. I don't want to focus on us. And it's like, but how can we find a nice middle ground with that? So there could be some kind of struggle with like, well, everything's bigger than life with myself and I don't care about what you have to say. But then the full moon in Libra is like, but we need to find a balance so it works out for everybody. But Jupiter is like, no, we don't. I'm doing great and I want to focus on myself. So there could be a struggle within that area that you'll really have to, kind of figure out under this full moon 3 days before and 3 days after. I got a phone call. Sorry. So anyways, this full moon in Libra is really just going to show us, the relationship dynamics of how they've been working and how they have not been working. And that Aries push from the sun and Jupiter is really going to give us that challenging kind of aspect, because oppositions can sometimes feel challenging because, again, we're trying to find what can we do to meet in the middle. And for some of us, that can be kind of challenging because, especially with the sun and Jupiter and Aries, it's that ego-driven expansion of me, myself. I don't want to focus on everybody else. But again, that full moon in Libra comes in and is shining the light on the issues that have been there within these relationship dynamics. And some of this may be about maybe how you need to change things that you've been doing. Maybe you need to take a step back and have this full moon in Libra really shine light on yourself and how you've presented yourself in relationships, and give you that backbone, Aries, to speak on, these issues and address them head on. Libra being diplomatic about it. And again, finding that nice balance between the two. So this was the astrology information of the Libra full moon. Now we're going to pull a card for the Moonology and see what everyone here can expect as a message, the collective energy during this Libra full moon. We got a flyer. All right, we got 2 cards that flew out, and this is hilarious. Okay, so we have Libra's about balance, and we got the full moon in Pisces talking about the balance, spirituality, and practicality. And with that, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, all in the sign of Taurus, is talking about we need practicality in what we're doing. And the Libra energy is talking about balance. And we also have, where were we? The full moon in Pisces. We also have Saturn in Pisces, which is, the Time Lord. And it's very strict and serious, but it's in Pisces. So it's like, how can we, be able to move around and be more fluid with this, plan we need to make during the long run, because Saturn wants to think about not what's the next move we're going to make. It thinks about the long run. And with those placements in Taurus, the Mercury, Uranus, Venus, all in Taurus, it also talks about, the long run as well, because Taurus it's a fixed earth sign. It's like, if I'm going to be comfortable, I need to be stable, and things need to be very practical, because where I'm at is where I'm going to stay for the next however many years. So this card just really comes out and says like, hey, all the astrology stuff is happening, and you can also connect to this spiritually on your own in some way to really find that kind of balance within those areas of your life. And then we also got the new moon in Libra, which is a new romantic cycle begins. So for some of you single or even in a relationship, with that Venus Uranus transit happening, it's going to shake things up, and this is going to work out for you. I also want to throw out there that we're going to be hitting the eclipse season pretty soon. We're going to be closing out with the Taurus Scorpio axis and moving into the Aries Libra. And we're also going to be going into Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. So during this full moon in Libra, I really, really, really encourage you guys to get whatever it is that comes up during this Libra full moon off of your chest. You know, have that conversation. Do it. Because once Mercury goes into retrograde, it's going to make things confusing. Okay? It's going to resurface issues that have not fully been dealt with. And again, full moons, like I said in the beginning, is a culmination, a completion, an ending. So you're closing something out. So make sure whatever this is you're closing out, you're getting everything you need off of your chest. Get it all out there, because that is where that Aries energy comes in, with the sun in Aries and Jupiter in Aries, talking about the me. We want to find a balance. You still matter and your feelings are always valid. How can you communicate it in, you know, a way where it's like, I'm getting what I need to say off my chest, but also caring about the other partner or the other party as well, Libra. So with that being said, this can really spark up a really nice romantic kind of time for yourself, even if you're single. So, hey, this might be a great time to go on a date and get all that stuff, you know, whatever it is. So, with that being said, please comment down below what or where Libra hits in your chart, if it's your first house, second, so on, or if you have any placements in Libra. Are you a Libra Sun, Libra Mercury, Saturn? Share down below, and I will catch you guys next time.